Ekosiisen, Assafuah FM, Ekosiisen, Assafuah FM.
Ekosiisen, asunyine.
With the inauguration of the Blue Water Guard and cooperative mining. So we Alabama or more kuta tata. I had the small scale mine. ya tax force in the Miabwa by na Miabwa na with the help of the water gas and various securities. Miabwa my insurance no any ayakama.
I see. But one of the issues Ghana for the shini binyane say mo muama ekwa aban bia peso okotia efoba gudia entu no ne kwa so no enwie peyo mo de nyoma ye nto abama mo de etoso biem so no mo ankasa no so mo nkofo ne binim no mo ye armed juma mo di no so bi di agora obekunu the Tosumian sounds Debia da Mose bread and bopim dana, Moso Juma, Moyen. So these are the three major challenges. Bribia da bias or boy Ramushinma because for Maba Ama, if you say a lot of illegality is being practiced by Mwankasa, Matiko Samoye, a small scale miners. Ojin is saying,
I think the first one, okay, is a baby besoden and Sakaya, a cafe between. A baby, yes, sir. It means we have every right. Say Bekase Betuna. When ma enter the banaba for all your politicians and Ababi and other the previous Abino. Beka various forces said the man Kofoso Muntu no more politicians. A boy as well. This is all you are buying at the two. It also means that Abami by all the community mining by. Sa community mining no. Instead say sa community mining be boa community no. Later we launched the community mining for politicians. But that is not the matter or the bone of contention.
It should be. Hold on. They be there by say unim any politically exposed person or that illegality now. You are in the business.
Listen,
you need to tell us.
They have called to beg and they have called to apologize. As a brother, I have assured them.
So in effect,
let's not twist the question. Let me
calm down. Some of the challenges that we have. Obia onye na say me hunu so obi di bone kura na wa fra pamicho at the expense of the bigger picture, it ends the matter. Sa na mo your brother, then I shouldn't be asking you questions.
Okay, let me remember back di na Antwa. No ko MP. Manship. Bantuma. They launch a community mining Edman. Krubia ebe mankanso. It was Chinese who were engaging in that illegal act, and it's a fact. You can go and check what I say. So it's not, but sometimes we are thinking about the way forward. That is why now we have resorted in not mentioning names.
But we have
notwithstanding their maker.
We have to.
Yes, notwithstanding the maker. The reason why I'm not edu baby are not small scale miners for a very defensive we realize the previous government in a quest to fight galamsey he wanted to transfer wealth from miners to politicians. That is why over here a lot of people in their government were given concessions, and that concessions were in the forest reserves. Say abaya uche or in the past 8 years abaya wabe everyone is football because the problem or the challenge would have been solved head on. But unfortunately, now the problem has compounded. I now say aban for flower and on moment this bonnet a bono. Also, can say a lot to me. In a sense, if we are per se okonim after elections, but unfortunately, small scale mining, and our mining is part of the culture. The problem is no sustainable way of mining in the end, because the fact is a commodity obino doesn't mean say you should mine and destroy our water or our forest reserve. The word we want to mention is sustainable mining practices. And when I say yes, I say at least to me, so creating unemployment in the mining sector, no. There was saying, because we know, small scale mining, after you patch a now I mean, exporting of goods. First, large scale miners. Exporting a lot of goods. By that, I know, small scale mining exporting enough good that Ghana.
Okay, so
at least they make sure people can mine and mine in a sustainable way.
Okay, so area prepare that area. But what Gina on the ticket of the NDC pay?
Hello?
What Gina on the ticket of the NDC pay?
Medina on the ticket of
the NDC as a parliamentary candidate.
Yes, my Medina pay. But I'm a minor and my people voted for me president.
I have asked a very simple question. Let me be saying who say what on the ticket of the NDC as a parliamentary candidate before.
That's okay. But I'm a minor.
Oh,
and
I am seeing that you are. I'm seeing that you are the national president, so that one I can't contest it. But
yes,
I'm asking.
I have.
That's
let's
all.
Move on.
That's all.
So you have your interest. No,
I don't think we are going to those details. I'm asking you a very harmless question.
But also answer me.
Debbie, Wadarma, what Gina or NDC? I take it super. Are you worried with the question?
I am not.
So let's move on, just like you've said. Let's move on. Wadarma, the okay, you heard the Erastus so the other two the social media page wa a boy brakakra Erastus only did Juma only didn't come on.
When Erastus didn't come on when there are issues say share ideas together.
Okay, so he raises critical issues about the pay. Baby omobo omo di Juma nyina no. Ya sa tiesima ye disa jumana ye boho no. Has it come to your attention? And I mean really some of the areas they've been show.
Yeah. Erasmus are all kind of me. Only Ghana is here as we speak. I don't know.
What I remember you.
And about to me have buying and trying to at least ascertain whether the Okano say any question, but what I would entreat him in say. So no information there, and she give it to the security agencies. Senior security agencies who act on. Now so because will be here Galamsey and will be here mining in any various forest reserve. Now the betuja. Now by the time my security for the no one information no more.
In fact, before he does that, he said he's prompted and the minister is aware, all relevant bodies are aware. Now I share any man among Tubiamba for almost 2 weeks, and then the money be so I'm on my money United say in the Ekoso.
I mean, I think that Erasmus is somehow okay. It's about transferring of information and I'm about. So about minister man, so about minister man. On no mukana ukana se money Ghana.
Oh, now where the
our Germany. Hold on, let me talk, Mr.
Those details are irrelevant to the
no, listen, but it is not relevant to you. It is relevant to
the in Germany no one. It stops the issues that he has raised now.
So just to ascertain whether the Oka say any question what you have to and also I accuse or the information I'm moving, the person is not asking. Meanwhile, Nipa now will rely on the information on the Ghana.
But the good thing is that this morning the PRO of the ministry admitted to that. His minister is aware of those situations.
Okay.
Only Erastus
so the fact is the officer use as a yardstick.
And not just a yardstick. He is an authority, not just a yardstick. You're mindful.
Okay, Mate. So the yardstick now officer use the person in question. Uchi only Kroma. And I work to Bishop Forest Reserve.
It is a two coin as the president of the small scale miners. Now what Germany. Now Ebusa question what Germany say because who are contributing your
no response. You're not getting me. No, the drift are me person made
very correct. That's correct.
So now you want us to act because maybe say me kono be here you maybe after the limit me ko police station. I report money panel. Say a man in the I was passing and moons and coffee day. So more time for any being soon almost quickly. I mobilized the community and we alerted the police commander in that area. My family to go. Send me call in a police commander and the car say, oh, mommy men. And for that matter, no, he doesn't care. I could have taken him on or reported him to the needed authorities. But when because me or mama I wanted something to be done. Me look, I said these people have been arrested and they are facing prosecution. So this is why I'm saying they are doing it. But let me tell you, under the previous government, your forest reserves, FAC, the highest degradation, which you yourself you confirm.
I think, sir, Michael Kwajopi, probably to have a conversation with what we can do because experts
no,
keep telling
that people would appreciate the fact.
When we say we want to do all the time, those references are. But if I am to ask you, say we have current ministers who said that 1 week is enough for this government to clear illegal mining. So let's not go there. Let's do. You are practicing the unim jumaneni so unim esin tone hawa ewom unim the interference is sincere. I'm ya bedu sam pempensuowi. So mom ya ani san common on that level. Now Debia Dano, you are referencing that about 8 years or this about 8 years, but about we must call for and we are ministers. They gave us their word. State of emergency was 1, 2 weeks to make sure illegal mining will be off and all other madness. Do we say almost they have failed in their promise? But if you are practically, we've not gotten something right. We've not called people like you on board to tell us what we are supposed to do at every point in our fight of illegal mining. So what do we do? Because we cannot be comparing once we are suffering. 8, 9 months, we cannot wait. We need to see action. You are a key person when it comes to the business of gold. What do you think should be done? Should be the conversation now. Mira.
Okay, I think as a Noaka, what do we do as a country to make sure we correct the AC in the past 8 years? Into one case, what confirm me say the past 8 years, things became worse. Me no can say you boy. Say the CC beginning, and then CC 8 years nature, at least I buy a waba, a bit me about home more day. I need to me correct the wrongs. But they may to me aka another me contributive suggestion is let's not do the same thing we have done before and expect a different result.
Me and your mother na abai na office na yeno. Ni ehwese nsachira bi beba.
Yes.
Okay.
Abai ochemu eye nyoma bebe. With the acquisition of drones, with Galam stop application, all these things using the military approach. Menoka say a state of emergency indirectly was declared when they were in power, but it failed woefully. When Omode ban the think for police for no excavator didn't Erastus say, oh, we have gone to the forest reserve. Yakoya no yanchinipa. Ebi wa ma chinipa ba ku menu bi ba ono nenye fight una. Na the excavator is in an act. Yakofa excavator no. What be sound say gold na excavator ni tu no. Ni nyina we. Another excavator no kwa na debe emu ana in the previous government. So we hear the same thing now. You end up going the same failure approach. Sebi Yekoi. It is if Abanka say okay, in my own wisdom, I have seen some mistakes now previous Abaya. Sebi and Kosi baby and this time around maybe use a different approach, an alternative way to solve the problem. I think that is wisdom speaking.
Okay, but that alternative, Anwar Darima, also you've experienced all manner of approaches before, just like you've raised. A bank of a tax force be by military police approach. Untia Simon and Yinasu Yesa, a bank a party for Atria for so community mind and how they operated it. Officer, it was not satisfactory. All these things are by a tracker, and they almost omote a year secretariat. One no. You've observed the space and why identifies it has not been healthy for us as a country. The entity follow heavily on you and say you are in that game. You are doing what is right. You are in that space. You've been there for long. Aban when so shall see two on tax force is in operation. Yamin a critique omo. Aban Nankasa president Nankasa because too many tax force. My regulating the front of the tax force. The fear of compromise. Eguso ye juma. The tracking system a previous administration started. You know, Aban when so obeto so still it as man ma eguso ba na eba. So what role can we all play at this point? I think
so. You know, yes. Mining is part of our culture. And our problem, no, we shouldn't be seen as fighting the problem, by solving the problem. Because we can fight the problem now. Problem never fighting back. Because it falls on survivor. The woman in say, Obi peso ye juma. No, Utumia koto excavator over $200,000. Na nipano licensing a problem man. I think say the mode of licensing in this country, we should decentralize the acquisition of and ama ta galamsey. You see a crown, a buy now moon say no online. Me sector no 70% semi-educated.
Yeah.
But you on online no on online on TSA. Aside the bureaucrats, we are online we are and some of us Minerals Commission. We should decentralize the acquisition of licenses. The moment you obey license in Ipano, you have a social agreement winning again. Because we need it. So you need database of Obia need the way. So if you're able to do that, I think say the boy. Secondly,
okay.
Small scale mining is enshrined in the law. Yeah, well, baby, Obekono na large scale mining companies. Large scale no. Ono onye juma o. Obeko ebia Canada and stock new one people in those community wants to mine. It is any pano o man in krata no otimi ko shebe bi ejuma. O wi on kata so de beko. More munye large scale mining no. The minister as a matter of agency should call these companies. Munye production o maji prospecting da ho no. Na you review companies in because they are another contributing factor of Galamsey. Waji 150 kilometers square at the home. Or no anya na so obeya mining and also okwaji mining so and waji prospecting no renew sa. And I'm able to so muye juma no munya alliances need to be in your database. Na so obi di bone a wetimi ahodi kwame na kofi. And ono na ji you know prospecting no they are trading in their countries. And omo edit trading as omo de to damage. Na emebunusu entiminya license in Yejuma. As a matter of agency, the minister should review all the large scale companies on Kuta prospecting. Ghana hankwane me hunte nipa baako. Etimi sisa companies. And also to me register companies every. I know nipa baako under the previous government ononko concession de Kutano ebru 20 kilometer square, least kilometer square. Sebe ka nipa no 75 kilometer square. So nipa ba kupeu. Sa nyuma we nyina de amano. Meanwhile, people want license to mine. So a lot of actions and I say I increase this Galamsey problem. Meaning everybody is against Nipa or forest with it. Nipa sebe all things you omoye mambo. But what we can as well do is say obi oha o papa okache say ye way ye ABC dia. Obey. So why don't we bring these people into cooperative? Now, no, you to be more of licensing. Young mining engineers and so that they can mine in a sustainable way. Without the gold, we cannot survive. As a continent, as a country.
Without the gold?
Yes, we cannot survive. And without mining, there wouldn't be an existence of human. And we should understand that mining comes with destruction. But mining in a sustainable way, no. And the union also the Ekoso. The one we know kasi, it's because of mining and that if it wasn't for mining and phone we cannot be even communicating. So mining as an existence human being, it is part of here. But here the end a point move faso here. And also this year no, they are hard in Koso. Say nipano, the cooperative mining also a register no. Now otumi ye the juma no ye ni ye. No all mining responsibly. That is where we should channel our energy for. One, we have created employment. Two, community-based economy no so no. Yetumi improve no. Adenti na ye mbise ho say. Accra. What you are saying? Stop galamsey. Now for your demonstration. But have you asked yourself, the various communities now you see make create the various communities now you see moons you are saying now you be claims you are more. I didn't think that these various communities in any demonstration. What do you want to add? You did be at your car red no more you did. But nipa na wo ye demonstration man no on Kasai. So it means
but even as we are talking, fix the country for say one at the demonstration will you be part of that?
So let me just finish up with what I'm saying. When we share ideas collectively, that should be a near far then we move forward. Obi wa manso takwa Pristia asarene so owo konongo obi wa sapega tili yonyo ono yesi ni nsi o say make create no pato wuti ne nsa say sa nipa ne ma out emeye demonstration wakana no atum is in support of mining obi ti akra say sa nkrofo no nsa say ni omunsi o say into ye demonstration. So it means people embrace mining. So they also have been here or then awarding a home and say okay fine, the communities in is in support of mining there and the fire hoarding and consume so yan fire hoarding and protect your forest reserve. Na nipa also ye license no not me adwuma no ye no ya hwe na sa de nso create employment because one a bank cannot employ everybody. Meaning wo a uti we a wo ye radio presenter because of survival and na uti cons for you say man so ne betu aka na obi deboa obi so ye lawyer obekwa ko du obi asem na we nya kakra de edidi. So everybody know who actions biano is bound on survivor. This obi so betu for me good here. I don't think they declare state of emergency. Meanwhile, no, you bet me as 2 million activity. No, wait me again. No, wait to for a good day. Now for Swabaso. Okay, that is the logic. I was in Yano.
Michael,
you bet me. Now you bet so 2 million and your money too. Name me soon a quiet no. Yet they are holding up with him. Not a mebunus way to me. If we should reclaim our land, so we bet two for me good year. Obetina Kataswa. We don't have a problem. And that is why, yes, most scale miners, you know, the Land and Natural Resource Ministry, ebe kabum on the way forward. The degradation of your lands, you know, you bet me a stop on.
Okay, yes, so Michael, I'm sure, say one of these days you'll be here. Now, I to uncommon because Ukra interesting perspective. Maybe when we all shape it together, we'll get the results. Very grateful. Fix the country. The I think you'll be there.
Oh, minya fix the country. And come on, my uncle Boise. I want to mine in Kosovo. Now, you connect okay. Demonstration because they want to say, yeah, as you said, Galamsin, share the reaction of the community.
All right, Pacho, so that's Michael Kwadwo Pepra, National President, Concerned Small Scale Miners Association. Because me found in just a jiffy, but Kingdom Herbal Center for Kyle say the garlic. Kingdom garlic capsules and the bitters no edasu just to support your immunity. Kingdom ginseng power capsules also boy that weakness na at that time no bema would see and then tremendous capsules also for infections in your mano wonu inya and then menstrual disorders and that unpleasant odor no. Kingdom Herbal for solve all these problems for you. Brako problem don't be at all. 59744 or 0249370878. Now what you mean ding it down. No challenger back Kingdom and then in Ro Papa or the Abedjaso. And then the Tontina 74 so Abedjaso able to support and to treat the following. Say Obrebo want to chill, Oliver want to chill, okidney want to chill na afi moja bruso so how ye pa the Pedriana Casane, he has a bribia de a forma, Bibiaco Kamakama Edema, a year Tontina Ebebo, a diagnostic herbal for the Diabejaso, Tontina 74, or Frewana, a 0246 073 498 and a 0501 628931. Now, what Timini one Edinki Town, Royal Kingdom Estate is also Amawakwanya. Ensasia mansubia eniso ensasia mansubia eniso se bra na wono in design wono sima na sa wawoto na watimesi ufi ana sa opefie so a ebo no eda fom bokowa problem bi eni ho won say ubetimi avesti omo cantonments opposite Soul Clinic International School and our email no ye sales@royalkingdomestate.com and our info@royalkingdomestate.com na watimi no abon komo hon fresa numbers we 0557 555 909 or 0272 778880. Royal Kingdom Estates, yeah, build communities na ya nurture your dream to for you. Akwesi.
Okay.
So that's it. The national president concern miners. Is it small scale miners? Yes, Europe price won't come on also their brain. The way forward now. Because if we don't start looking at the way forward, and they be than the issue about equalization and nafi and away in a year say in a way far say in a way far and I buy we buy no exposable mining and then but still point this out you enemy
Michael Kojo people they are picking from a compromise point of view because of where he stands.
Baby of free banning.
Yeah, baby of free banning.
But yanyini ya honswa yentimi ma yenka say the fact is say oye wanya wajina NDC paying no as parliamentary. From a compromiser.
Yeah.
In terms of what?
Could you be a make me a fan from a neutral point of view? Obeka said he was part of Nkrofo called Galamsey site.
Yeah. Galamsey site.
Yeah. He was part of Nkrofo Galamsey for Bikodi and Komo.
Oh.
One or the other I say
what time
or more. I think that prior to 2020 or 2024 elections.
Okay.
I'm not too. I don't know Kubua and Dr. The former CEO Minerals Commission. Tony Obin. Who is one of my Dr. Tony Obin because yes, it's how Kumudin course, but on Nakasabu and can be. About say Kufuado stop him from Mojuma Moye. But I said Jomama Ba, here because of my because I said no Dr. Obin I come back and say do no you know but he was not a winner or cancer because as a man for can there be I say on person Dr. Obin. Now baby Mike Kojo can yeah. Baby I know can say if without mining Ghana cannot survive.
Because you bet to us but just a few text messages now for 12 okay. So era Mike Bonsu so there but say Oman from the conversation you are having now I am vindicated that Ghana is on a death row. Paul Disoso the US of A. Watro krata tin Paul be so you making kandia nya butreka kramwena krata no wadodo but you become because of your loyalty towards the program and our person. Omahini, as much as Galamsey poses a serious threat to our country and the general public good, the government has demonstrated clear commitment and deployed all available options to tackle this menace, and the evidence is there for all of us to see. That said, it will take time to effectively combat this issue, and it, as Ekosiisen appears to be doing. I agree that we need more than rhetoric. We need real action, and that is exactly what this government is undertaking. I strongly disagree with Ekosiisen's criticisms of the current efforts. He should be more objective and focus on the collective interest rather than pushing a partisan agenda. If he had shown this same level of scrutiny towards the previous administration, perhaps we wouldn't be in this situation today. President Mahama will be the last person to be supporting any person who will destroy our forest reserves and water bodies. I think that likewise.
Yeah. Okay. It's mean you the nanka most entire responding to a man for so because democracy they feel say but America say any other people who thinks alike. There be America say anytime I throw any punch on a loophole in our system now, people draw back and say when Akufo-Addo was in power, what was Ekosiisen? And my response has always been said, at the time one, they were listening to people who were insulting our leaders. These people.
Because you said a lot.
You said a lot. Time on my and then another
You said a lot.
Now you criticize President Akufo-Addo, no. Some of these people were listening to our colleagues, 18 penny for them, every penny for Gia, or TV, new radio so. But and then the fair reason say, sound foreign church and Mwa, let's drift away. They come to meet Ekosiisen. You all went from day one. It was said Ekosiisen is only hard on John Mahama.
We have a difficulty in getting solutions to our problem because of your compromised positions as a country.
And I also say, it is not my fault, say. Prior to 2024 elections, Mami Kanisa, you are listening to our colleagues and not at them. So if you had no preview to what I was doing then, don't make it look as if say, I was silent.
Okay, so that's the issue. Because the issue here is that it doesn't matter the position you take. The most important thing is that the truth should always be the most important thing. Where we find ourselves as journalists, especially the brand multimedia journalists, and they always say when we were hitting hard on the previous administration, Obi or opposition will have that kind of relationship with you that you are doing what is right. Anybody who has power and you are criticizing him. And the principle has been same. And so the solution for the challenges of this country in terms of development and forward march, because we are a challenge. Because we are not prepared to solve the problems from a nationalistic point of view. Any national character. A compromised position, a interest levels, a where you stand at a certain point in your life. So in Ukraine, if we don't adapt the situation where we will start addressing some of these shortfalls with that national attention, and then patriotic attention, nobody be done equalization, where MPP, where NDC. Getting the solution is going to be one of our biggest challenges.
But you see, I did to my manager say, or more casa has no, or come and be forced to say, as more can you ask papa. But if you say you are doing a disservice to the party, because maybe some time ago, now sad because one to say, oh, casa assembly with the same energy. It's because yes, and I'm a fault. As some years back, you decided to listen to Obia, maybe not only interested in making content, but we create scene. Okay,
so Godwin Ama, your national secretary for National Small Scale Miners Association. I'm getting confused. So we have the concern scale, and then we have the national
small scale miner.
Wow.
Oh, I say a teacher for you, say or not, like that your concern.
It's divided from the problem. Godwin, sorry, my more generous watcher, but me did say, oh yeah.
Oh,
Nyamia do Madaro Masisi, they say, once you want to regulate the front of illegal mining there, we are always happy to be talking to you. Indeed, and what is changing or what has to change?
Okay. Make it keep with in sense and no. We should see here. Ranchian ma what do one need all the various towns and villages into the one job mining. The price of gold no 3,600 into areas per ounce into areas and Canadian crown. Okutukakra ubenyo bibi na or the surviving. Inside the issue of survival, and it's a very difficult situation in a womb because of job availability. And also says you need to maintain the fracture. Nyame bu ni na be say no. Na this womb back on say. We should use the same people who caused the problem to solve the problem. But one of the strategies I try to my minister is baby oha be soldier 40 is no man. Soldier for no now afibo. And there should be a mix of the enforcement and also reaching out to those who are involved. Now we're excavators normally to the idea. They use the same people to reclaim their place.
Baby to say nsuo dear already I can say wow we no nsuo no go area. And the enforcement of me both from the district level to the national level na tie nyina ka bom ne and to nsuo so obi ye adwuma wo roadside ye nyina ehu obi ehu eno no we don't have any say identity na ye beja Assafuah no district assemblies nso wo ho mo adwuma isom. Some of the places in the district will be to tour. And the head of security is the district chief executive. And these people, if the governance at the local level is not felt now, they have to be reduced the incident of Galamsey. So say I see a fight or a war. I think we should change it to the management of the system. If so a war I want to be. But the Assafuah engage more. We'll be able to have a solution. Make I say maybe a trim call one of the roadsides there. So that what is the boys here no Mujano. By engaging we were able to get their excavators and all that. Only a bicata hunina kama and move fidi the coin. But since all the enforcement the soldier for to no ya lipaneban obigan. And the holiday idea and CFA. And against you I say the responsibility of everybody. As I say, the responsibility of every Ghanaian say if there is no water, yes, survive. And ensure there will be a Juma at the community level. They say a Juma. If the communities live a brain in Pennyfua communities, so I'm who near Koso. If there a challenge at the local level, yeah, solution from the national level. The solution will still come from the local level. Nyama bebre aye nyina ye kan yaka over and over and over and over. Enforcement no say ye djuma. Enforcement at local level you need the political will. Because the political will. Once you have the political will, now you have the institutional will of omo ezo omo koye na and also is going to be a challenge. And you say you have to do that people and see say this issue no e wo ho no.
But Godwin, so now, are we always going to do the talk shop and leave the problem unresolved?
No, I'm not saying
no.
Talk shop.
But the mention say that is how we have all lamented. And forgive me for maybe this word. Say we've pretended all this while that we are solving that illegality, but it keeps compounding. So we've gotten to that point. We can't compromise again because if we are not killing that illegality is going to kill us. How do we tackle it? Because maybe other more adwuma no munim san tokron kitin na yebeti metua ano no na ma mo adwuma na timagina na so na ma mabru dodo na timagina o na so in a proper manner na o man nya so mfa so, then our river bodies and our forest reserves no ebeti menya homie na bibia timi akototi, so that we will not suffer the fate that Ghana Water Company is telling us, is warning us that doctors and so ne nurses for ne health experts and so kokoba on in relation to the illegality that is going on. What can we do at this point? Because clearly
at this point, we are say holding people who we are giving them responsibility accountable. And say udi ejuma show binsa no ye ni biara no one holding accountable. Obesa repeat the same thing. Adentina metasa. District bia wo why what district chief executives wo all the security agencies na mukawo. Na say up to level no my yi. Adentina mo nkumi nya say ejuma at their district nko adentia. Nipa no sensitive so ye ne bi. One thing. Number two, association I remember communities people ye juma it's not anything within 2-3 weeks because they stop you be a won't so they should involve us. What you must say because of this task force no obey we panifi okwa obi anyone o hwe kiri who can no munim say small scale for any of the task force what say the GPRT you need page for we no mu buayen ni esu ye ya we tia ya kele ho no ifa no mabie na so nipa who do task force ko na nipa ne ya boni na o chene ko a ne ya say dia na e be create impunity forest reserve be baabi a obi o ko ho bia ye nim press small scale for en farmer enti se dia ma last day ku se hifo a dia ma mu I see to me of you. Then they didn't say you bet me go for more forest reserve. As I say, talk shop. I don't think it's something that when the law enforcement agencies and they are to pass on movement to be stopping.
So the issue here is that interferences and that courage and boldness to politically move into action one key challenge for us. Is that the case?
One thing that Mrs. Even Abayan Emma that political will see so Omo Mushicha saying ebe falling in line. Omo falling in line then Abayan young. Say to me and yes idea now. Nipa no better on you on so the and consider the engineering. And we should hold people accountable for their responsibilities. We are gatekeeper. And so making sure that you keep the gates well for the government. Because government, so may say at any national challenge, solution is at the local level. And how would we get that solution? We need to hold people accountable for their inactions.
But looking at it now, Osha, the approach of government after government, Yera Tamils, Yera Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, Yera John Dramani Mahama. This approach na the Ekutia Fomagudia, Yentunu no kwaso. It's the same thing that as a ye try on Kobasa, in results be a Yakasa.
We should use the same people who cause the problem to be part of the solution. Who can say so we better talk shop. We need to use different avenues and ensure you measure the results.
But here is the situation the future of this country now when we destroy our river bodies, water bodies, and then the forest, there is no future for the future generation. That rather they are up and saying that only be because there's no them the amount for the demand and the fighting of that illegal menace. I be more.
Yeah, there are complexities in there. And this is America say the approach is not always using force. Look, let's reach out to these young men and women at the various communities. But this is the case. Obi woha or two and Josimina me we were Mina me we were Mammy, I remember that you and to on Shese, and the end year yo and you or Shenio Nubinia. Those are some of the challenges I have. And this issue, Obi more forest, and the end to be stopping forest. Obi Gas, this is a declared state of emergency. You declare state of emergency. None the problem for 2 hours, Beco, 1 Koyashia, so a solution. So, what we need to do is to look at it, say, let's get these people involved. Or more, say, I'm to the excavator bar or shall be excavator and echo. Are we following through to see the excavators near Bano? Ekoflood now. Near my the
but
the solutions are there, but we need to work with government to solve it.
That is the mindset challenge. That's the mindset growth. That's the mentality. We need that reorientation. Look at the chain. The chain is that President and his ministers agree. Say, that illegality in running. In tax force. Tax force no compromising. Number 2, one regulatory bodies say this tracking system, these areas license in my compromise is part of it. So that mindset challenge, it's going to be a difficult thing. And then that partisanship, maybe party also. Maybe NDC ni, maybe MPP ni, yen abai ne waso inti you cannot stop me from engaging in it because the equabnas anti I didn't make questions I mean to me yen ye power. So look at the conversation around it.
Yeah,
and look at the challenges ahead of us.
The issue of power, semi-power, mini power has nothing to do when it comes to the environment. Or power, only power. That thing shouldn't be. It should not derail the fight and also the management of these illegalities to bring it to a minimum level. That has been one thing high, and we need to orient the whole country, every citizen say this is something that is hurting the country, and let's take away because what to become baby. Sorry, what to become baby? OBC, hey, me na me constituency chairman, me say idea nipa ye. Oh, kakra to ne funo so makwan. Obi concert was so Obi was in my buy number and to Ajiafa. And it's not just one. A idea happened over the years. We call no abe. So it's something that really occurs. We need to hold people accountable. Minia. And yes, I say declare state of emergency. We see the president very well. There are so many solutions that air enforcement and including the state of emergency, but then it's just a solve the problem. Then solve.
So what was the difference then? That the opposition then called for that state of emergency to be declared. What was the difference? I
did not name call it for state of emergency because as a practitioner, no, if you look at the grounds, no, she say, those days they were because it's a quiet environment. You tell me, to be fair, you didn't row. One require, or back at all, or theating from state security, so Mukueduma. But ultimately, 2 million opinion, and then we be 2 million and you'll be an account, and we should resolve the minors, the associations, because more meaning for more the beer. People no report to say we need her say oh yes here. And see a boy, not say the panel report. You just say any panel if you next person will be who says I'm going who no report they with you. By a Janice, I see me party number, we see me 2 million, we see say me yes here. Look, we'll go round the circle and we'll get solution. Let's work together and ensure say blue whistle at the end irrespective of the person. So you're here, so you're when you will be that is how we are going to be.
Godwin,
yeah, the same thing. Because Namos be the Juma, the Juma. I tell you, these are people who can work well. Say, who for task force? No one resource from here. I want to be near Juma. If so, look, out of the 16 regions, 13 regions, the whole country, Udi Anyani Abua, Baby I am mining, Accra, 2 Abuo, year 2 Anya, year 5 Buo. Or more used to play AUC, and to all the regions, there's mining activity taking place, whether in the industrial mineral or the precious aspects. And the local level near him for one support to Opa declare state of emergency, because what is in for me. And that is how. So let's continue to engage. Let's make sure the solutions there, implementation in a evaluation. So nipa a man is the reclamation. The man why reclamation. One evaluate, one action the nipa do more and why any. That's the better to come will be no reclamation one koye. Now there's 2 and Yanishia. Obi walk also reclamation or Saku 2 asen. So we need the whole country in Nangasano, and it's a government that can also reset. We need to reset everything. We need to reorient everybody. From the political class, the elite, up to the last person. So the assistant is super. Attitude not change. And
so we need to be responsible citizens. Near Kai Abai
near American chat was a Ebi or see if we have
okay.
As you check say identity and call, then to mean call.
Okay.
So we bring it out. By the emotions be bria, we go into me solve the problem.
Medasi P. Godwin.
This me that.
Waman hene, Pamela Sande. Waman hene, Pamela Sande. Waman hene, Pamela Sande. What I say, what carry I want.
7 minutes after 4, hi Assafuah 94.7 Ekosiisen Jumedino ana yebon komo ewa hanim say. Lot of your Facebook comments making kanina the amount, but my main cow say a reputable company. Eddie Akwenya beto ha say oh ye driver ni oh ye porter oh ye obia also ye jam of frama wa betimi ama wontete papa woni je ho nko ade a. This is an opportunity for you. Apply and check ra now for call a year numbers we so free 0559761144 0559761144 and I said 0249370878. Now this is one unique opportunity for war. And what your Bapa the any wedding your Bapa range of products no your Africa Queen mackerel, your Bapa sardine, and your Obapa tomato paste. Bribia da okudwa these 3 in 1 no ba kokran film into Africa Queen mackerel no the right tuna for your jollof and now stew be now for your Bapa sardine and so no Your most sought after eboa wo dey do dokuna dey do gari na tomato paste ne so no original tomato paste eboa ma odwumedi a odidi na etime akokama ede ama dodo na nkasa de ofre oba pa adwumako no on 0302 668357 0302668357 Obapa tomato paste ujitum mesumejitum se yebeko so a check so akwasi enye kwasi ko no gina kwantia nkomo ne yedi we are looking for solutions
sure
and what share the secretary and then the president concerned and there's
small scale
they seem to appreciate say as a ye try and then two major challenge that political will I be timid to animal because tax force no dey tia aban directives so they were ma but still
when the catch say the only thing left for us a bit me you know the political will now quick never many penna a jamajem now no mega for atwa komodie so yenwa ba ko Michael e kan say me say jai mine adwuma ye ne esika sembe to ape no krese mining ebo my ganes kasem ye pa if mo gudi tu ebo ganes kasem ye papa ye o ma wo yifrim ba bia enye but e bia me kan sem we o my onru car yeah o fa car ba ko unim the number of employment creating you know a rain screen no ye windshield you know a body no ye tape no ye air condition no ye engine
koba no ho asemi
koba emaye ni de no oni yire ni enje so oni steer rag eno no ye there is no community organ abedru a ye fitting shop. This is what I call generational thinking. Baby agana abedu no man. That is the kind of people we need to raise in our country. These are the kind of people I say asoma be say how can we get people be creating idea baako a be generating millions of jobs. Me say car baako we car baako si won mu a we nyina ye adwuma nkrabata emu adwuma nkrabata bi no e pa less than 5. So the question is, how are we going to create these people? If you have to say, "Man for Kana, ma ba yes schools, yeah kwan, yes toilet." Na kaji metax no fa nyek saga na ba dey. O be boy ira koma. Oji metax nka fa nyek kwan. Leadership is not, to me, it's not measured by number of roads you constructed. And who see na ma je kwa dey say wonya crop for dey so dey kwakoye. People who are able to raise a manfua a big creative BB. Yet and now you can say for the next 10 years from now, as a nation, do we know where the world will be moving to? And now you can say, oh my. You say, so you say for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, where would the world be moving to? As a nation, what is our preparation towards that movement? We need critical thinkers to lead your country, drive us to the promised land. And you create a juma manipa ba kumyenu yensentino ni eba ho safonyene.
Okay, so akwasi mami ntwa me homra na me ba na wa be wrap up na fe yetimi edi yen komo no na yedi aba na wiye oko the New Patriotic Party mo ba Ghana manyo semu beyond the shores of Ghana, one of our revered personalities in politics, Ira Hackman Owusu Ajiman ewo awmanso papa mahan yeda se wajibre se oni ye ebe bonkomo ye gidi se bibia eyeboko
ohene meji osu nyamia daoma kakra yugusu dindi esi yugusu di ye hona nema etutoto ye sene ko de sum se de ye anko ya ma nti se na ye dada hu se ne be ya na se be ye na nti ye namsa
we wakoka sem se kwa anko yi amamui beka se omrante brem no bra na ugina mu yie se meba no se eba se party MPP hwefom sa aya na sabre net mo sen na hwe de ne yekoso party ni ma ensachere bia be mana
ene hamini se ebra ifi asie no ni da rocha num ni esije ina ye man tu etia homa obi anyu ko asesebi obegna wakotro aba anaso bia yi se obi am say enti bra e ka se yenko parliament na the next second parliament ye ko no enya 61 no to jump from 61 to over 100 no to win power for President Kufuor no na asem kese ye no de tua homa ene ye adwuma no obi am sakapre obi anso ma kapre ade sika ni bi obi ko na rollers beje enti sa na se mum se ni abande bibia esikasem enu ntikra na ye ka se yes sa ade abato no se obi kan se omo betro ba yes sa pese enu expanded base no enu enya dia geboa ma ye wo no obi am se bibia mu bia na ye kwe koto aba no ne fro ide so hwe ni se to de omodo so nti adani ya dani sikasem na so nya sikasem na dibu o mai nya no ne die elections enti eno ne egusu ye behwe na ye timi ave na it reduce the influence of money in all these processes na hono se kan nka ye ni edin pa me ka the role is by say oni me kasa on the telephone ni jam minister ma ni friend patience ado or friend na me because the role is if you dare touch anybody in this city we shall burn the town and that will be on your head.
Wow.
The kind of role is what you can be. I said that me catch offer na you free me so I historical and near thing. We dedicated ourselves to work and we were honest and sincere. Say dear, let me can say man tell him about abanu. Who can be OCC? Now so kakra and he set up a mentorship program. Our party no and he set up institute to a party no. So the baya ye best SCSC mrante ni mabawe no matia say no enye sika nkwa na de na wo ye adwuma na wo yiro ho na ye ya nyakopon so bebo wa ye na obia political party say ne be ya obenya tumi odi aye adia on the party who can obia can the aims and the programs of the party it we have political partners or to na one timi amfa anya dia na minya wonya hwe wanya wina wonya hwe na say ade ye me yakra say in 1990 91 92 ya ye ni nkofo yi kwa ye ni PNDC fo no wo ma na o PNDC na so mo na kwa NDC na ye koi mi say ye so me fa ye beji mi dan documents ye gia that rocha dan document agini body dan documents ye say di ma won say be to ifie say be ni mu ifie di ma won well na say ni ya de na fe wie na we have to use all the diplomatic missions in Nema say ne be ya we shall come back to civilian rule ye na fe ba na fe ya no na ya inkofo na o akonya tumi no na ye no ena say omu di bu esobru di eso ena omu hu aye nkwala no ne ka hu bia ye ni abre say ye nyina ye kamum na enye adwuma no ne ba ebetimi adi kunim aba betu ni bio no. No, it cannot be the case. We can say the NDC, which is an offshoot of PNDC,
issues bra okasano yebeba National Council of Elders bra musha aspiring presidential candidates for your party, but you seem to be worried about how our advice for your party, but you seem to be worried about how our buying and so ebu or minor.
Yeah, you buy share aspirants no after my kind of saying now we a fiadma yeah pre akujano and it's also now do be at them now can be now become we welcome we away we are a bar now the boy the panel and when the for the abo when you have the candidate because we don't know which of the 5 will win the elections. It's only Usajma Tema Nambenya next better than at the end is follow and so that one of the ball. It has like a choice, Obia with a bit of decorum and respect. Obia Muni Yonko, we belong to the same stable. In Intinia Obia to be at them. Yeah, Nivia, it to me, I can't be my mano. As old Dimatemana, Dimatem say, Idea, better than my yet, Bacambo. And I knew what you, but democracy today, Obia be 3 enya with the Humba, to the Humma. Leader. Then you catch you on say, it almost to no me as Mboko, Nanyo Munquan, so much this for no. Bonica was your team, no, almost send your back cassa, actually a man for, send a man for bay. No, yeah, you do so cry, yeah, do cry, boy, I near one.